Royal shock. Spain's future king-in-law arrives for Princess Leonor. They said it wouldn't happen yet. They said Spain wasn't ready. But then, he arrived. The man destined to stand beside Princess Leonor. The man whispered about in royal corridors. The man the world now calls Spain's future king-in-law. And the world gasped. Why him? Why now? And what does this mean for Spain's monarchy? Let's begin. Princess Leonor, heir to the Spanish throne, has been preparing her entire life for duty. A life watched, examined, measured by every headline. At just 19 years old, she already carries the weight of centuries. Every gesture, every step, every friendship, everything is scrutinized. But no scrutiny compares to this. For when the man rumored to hold her heart arrived in Spain, the future of the monarchy itself seemed to tremble. Who is he? Where does he come from? And how did he win the affection of Europe's most closely guarded royal daughter? His arrival was no ordinary visit. It was marked with whispers, cameras, protocol, and tension. Not just in Spain, but across Europe. Because the arrival of a possible royal consort is never private. It is political, it is cultural, it is historic. And yet, beneath the pomp, the titles, the speculation, there is something achingly human, two young people, standing at the crossroads of love and destiny. But let's step back. To understand this shock, we must trace Leonor's path. Born in 2005, Princess Leonor of Spain grew up in the public eye, yet guarded fiercely by her parents, King Felipe VI and Queen Letizia. Every milestone was carefully staged: her first day of school, her first public speech, her military training. Spain was not simply raising a daughter. It was shaping a queen. And with queens come expectations. European tradition has long dictated that future monarchs marry within certain circles, noble families, aristocratic lineages, or at the very least, individuals groomed for public life. But Leonor's choice, if choice it truly is, challenges that legacy. For the man at the center of this royal storm is not a centuries-old duke. He is not a crowned prince from a neighboring throne. He is, instead, a figure both surprising and inevitable, a man whose background forces Spain to question what it values more, bloodline or love. Who is he, then? Let's peel back the curtain. His name has been whispered in hushed tones in Madrid cafes, speculated in international tabloids, and analyzed by royal experts. Some say he comes from a prominent European family. Others argue he is far more ordinary, perhaps too ordinary. But his ordinariness, his lack of pedigree, is precisely what makes this story electrifying. For Spain remembers its history well. Queen Letizia herself was once called the commoner queen. A journalist, divorced, with no aristocratic ties. And yet, she won Philippe's heart, and eventually, Spain's. Could history now be repeating itself through her daughter? The arrival was carefully managed, yet impossible to hide. He stepped off the plane, eyes shielded but presence undeniable. Cameras clicked. Reporters shouted. Was he nervous? Confident? Aware that millions were watching? But the true moment came not at the airport, but at the palace. When he crossed those guarded gates, when he set foot inside the walls of Zarzuela, Spain knew this was no casual visit. This was an introduction. And introductions matter in royalty. For every gesture was symbolic. Did he bow? Did he smile? Did he stand tall beside Leonor's father? Every detail spoke volumes. And every detail was dissected. Was King Felipe pleased? Or was there hesitation in his eyes? Did Queen Letizia, herself once scrutinized, show warmth, or quiet caution? Because here lies the heart of the tension: love versus legacy. Spain adores Leonor. She is seen as a modern, intelligent, disciplined heir who may restore faith in the monarchy. But love, especially young love, can be unpredictable. And monarchy thrives on stability. So, the question, is this man the stability Spain needs, or the risk Spain fears? And what of Leonor herself? The princess who stood in military uniform, saluting with the discipline of a soldier, now faces a very different kind of battle, the battle of the heart. Did she choose him freely, or is this union guided by subtle negotiations behind palace walls? Let us not forget, Europe's royal history is filled with cautionary tales. Princess Margaret of Britain denied her love for a divorced man. Prince Harry of the UK, whose marriage shook an empire. Crown Princess Mary of Denmark, who transformed from an Australian commoner to a beloved royal icon. Each story different, each story a lesson. So where does Leonor's story fall? The man's arrival has already shifted narratives. Spanish commentators are divided. Some hail this as a fresh, modern choice that will make the monarchy relatable to younger generations. Others warn it could weaken centuries of tradition, risking respect for the crown. And beyond Spain, other royal houses are watching. Denmark, Britain, Sweden, all have faced the question of love versus lineage. What they see in Leonor's future could shape how they guide their own heirs. But let's pause. Strip away the titles, the crowns, the politics. Imagine two young people, perhaps smiling across a dinner table, perhaps walking through a quiet garden, perhaps whispering dreams of a future that feels both dazzling and terrifying. Because beyond the cameras, beyond the ceremonies, this is what remains: a girl of 19, a boy stepping into history, and the fragile, unstoppable force of love. And yet, the story does not end here. For his arrival raises more questions than it answers. Will Spain embrace him, or reject him? Will Leonor's parents give their blessing, or hesitate in silence? Will tradition bend, or will it break? And most of all, can love truly survive the weight of a crown? This is not merely gossip. This is the beginning of a new royal chapter. And every chapter shapes a nation. So, as Spain holds its breath, one thing is certain: the world will be watching. Every step, every word, every glance. For the future king-in-law of Spain has arrived. And nothing will ever be the same again.